All right, you guys, welcome to another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get on into this live. America is in some serious trouble. America judgment is coming. Now, according to CNN reports that FEMA is not ready for the hurricane season. Internal review says the Federal Emergency Management Agency is not ready for the hurricane season. June, according to by CBS News, as FEMA attends with staff cuts and a push by President Trump to eliminate the nation disaster relief agency. The PowerPoint's presentation was created after FEMA new acting leader David Richardson orders the agencies to review hurricane preparedness with storms season roughly 2 weeks away. In a series aside dated May 12th, FEMA identified apparent problems at disaster relief agencies, including a need to refocus on its core mission while preparing for the 2025 hurricane season. As FEMA transforms to a smaller footprint, the extent for this hurricane season is not well understood. The FEMA is not ready for this upcoming hurricane season. It's not well understood that FEMA is not ready, said one of the sides elsewhere. In the presentation, it says most of FEMA readiness process for hurricane season has been derailed this year due to other activities like staffing and contacts and the parents' references to layoffs or probationary workers and sweeping changes to FEMA's contact workforce. It had not been normal hurricane season preparedness, Yet the size read CNN was first to report on the internal documents. Now, they're not ready for this great aftermath. Now, you'll think FEMA will have the preparedness for the people. You guys, we in some strange weather patterns. Tornado outbreaks over there in that Middle East. And people got to start realizing that FEMA ain't coming out. The insurance companies, they're not even giving a damn. Let you know how serious things is finna be. That America is in some serious trouble. The judgment is coming. And the people need some answers, because when they realize that FEMA don't have a preparedness, FEMA is not ready. And the worst is still yet to come. Now, we seeing these mass executive orders, deportations on legal immigrations. We seeing tariff wars that's happening in the United States. In the South, where it's bringing up high prices in the blacks' beauty salons. We seen the Senate have intercepted a budget cut spending bill that was to bring the end to the public assistance, Medi-Cal, and different other, like RIC, food stamps. Now, the people is not prepared for the great aftermath. And now, with the worst yet to come, it says now FEMA is not ready for this hurricane season. Now, CBS News have reported that FEMA staff cuts and a push by President Trump to eliminate the nation disaster relief agencies, the PowerPoint presentation was created after FEMA new acting leaders. David Richardson ordered the agencies to review the hurricane preparedness with the storm seasons roughly 2 weeks away. Now I want to say, you guys, we are coming through a different shift. And sooner or later, you see, when it comes to America and our central satellites, at some point, we're going to get a high radiation from the sun. The sun is going to eventually bust at some point. And see, with the corona mass ejection, that's going to eventually heat up. The sun is going to be a massive heat. Protons, high frequencies will continue to, bring a high perplexity that will hit Earth magnetic fields as the global warming will shift. See, this is, brothers, this is the judgment of America. And the great dreadful days that have come to America. See, the lands and people who worship evil. We see robberies, murder, rape, famine. Deceits are the orders of the days in America. If there is anything like a God of righteousness, if there is anything like a God of truth, should not he raise himself and put an end to such evil as we see what's going on in America? You see, people cannot walk the streets of America today without subject themselves to robbery, murder, and rape. We see America is a wicked land. We see everyone's against the other. We see righteousness and justice and freedom are despised and fought against, regardless to this clear knowledge of God's hourly punishment and destruction of America by his divine pledge of storms. But just as it is written of America in the book we see in Revelations, in the Bible, they continued their evil ways and did blasphemy to God who had power over these pleasures today. See, they hated the name of God. You see, they hated his messengers, but nevertheless, that does not stop the judgment and destruction that is happening in America. See, look at this wicked devil in Alabama. They are against us while we are trying to be at peace with them. But there is no peace in them. See, we had done nothing to them. See, they are against us. That's because the idea that we are Muslims and black people. The white man has his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that there is no divine action taken. And see that while in reality, the white man have come to the end of his time of power to rule the black people. Regardless to Allah's God retaliation to the white man for his evil act done to this black man. So the white man still keeps inviting this retaliation of Allah God. You see, the white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah God and his service, for he has power. See, this judgment of America, judgment have come to you, America. Whom to you who seeks to fight against Allah God and against his aim and purpose. And who to you, America? Allah God has made you blind to his judgment, therefore you are committing suicide today. He has made you blind on purpose and to give you the full dose of his wrath. See, when a man does not know the danger of fire, then he can fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years, and she does not think that there is ever a God who accept her black slave returned on her head the injustice done to her black slave. This is the day and time in which America can benefit for what Allah God have revealed to me and from the work that I'm doing amongst my black people, turning them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written in the Bible, see, Babylon could have been healed. There was a possible chance for a healing if she had not gone to an extreme by making fun of the God of the Jews in a temple in Jerusalem and belittling the power of the God of the Jews to retaliate. See, America had a chance to be healed if she had done one basic principle, like giving restitution. Helping immigration, not sending deportation. See, this is why the nation suffers, because the Bible prophesies of these pledges that will come upon America. And these pledges, you see, are falling on America now. And yet, she will not repent. We see, for America continue to kill and deprive the black one slave of righteousness and justice, even though the black slave wants to go from America. She wants to hold on to him. And America does not want to let this black slave go. See, America holds this black one slave for a prey whom to America, you see her days has arrived. You see she will not heed the warning. You see, I beg her to let us be separated from her on little territory and to stay to ourselves, to let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh in the time of Moses. God went down to Egypt to make Israel and our enemies, the Egyptian, an example for a future people, so that this may serve as a warning, as a sign of what we see going on in America today. We see the four great judgments that Allah God promised to destroy America, which are now coming upon her. We see snow, drought, earthquakes. Allah God have reserved his treasure of snow and ice to be used against this wicked country of America. In these days of battle and war, these are some of Allah God's weapons we see, the storms that we see going on today. You are not blind. Every eye should see what's going on here in America. We see this white man of America is not blind and ignorant. You see, he had known these prophecies of his doom for a long time before we knew it. For the white man translates this Bible, he knows what he puts in his translation of that which was written in the Bible. The judgment of America, all love and respect of the wicked has gone from them. They do not love each other, nor respect each other. See, they have pulled off their clothes and disgraced themselves. This is also a pledge. You see, some of these white people rehearsing the cage days of their fathers and are not ashamed to do so. See, they come out with long, straggly hair as their fathers did in the days of the cage. Now, in the 1400s, Moses brought the white man from out of their savage cage life. Because in Europe, brothers, all they knew was to kill each other. But Moses led them on the road of conquest and brought them out of that savage cage life. See, this is Allah God forcing the white man to bear him witness that they really wants the caveman. Yet, a few foolish, unlearned black people follow this white man. It's a shame to pull off their clothes and grow hair down their backs and over their face by misleading this black man to fall in the ways of this white man cage days. See, the white man is again telling the world how he had deceived this black man. It's now making this black man manifest that he is too weak to seek after his own. For nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to this black man in America that we should accept our own. Instead of this black man going into the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa in the way they did in the jungle life and the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They are not using barber tools, sneers, razors to keep themselves looking identified as a civilized people should look. The black man in America accepted this jungle life, thinking that they would get this love of black Africa. But black brothers and black sisters wearing savage dress and hairstyles will not get you love for Africa. The identified people of Africa are neither Muslims or educated Christians. Africa today does not want Christianity. See, do not think that you would get a home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. See, to get a home in Africa after a war, you have to be a Muslim. See, the judgment of America, she is made manifest, as it is written in the Bible, Revelation. She is a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, every unclean and hateful human being. America, America, your days have come for the evil done to your black slave. America, you cannot repay that evil with another evil of trying to tempt this black slave by offering him your white woman. That does not help you in this day but it does condemn you as being a double crosser, that you even offer your black one slave, your girls and women, to do with them as they pleased if they would just follow you. Now, she was the goddess queen. She was the seducer. She was rich. She was well fortified. She was taken care of. Now, you got to reward her just as she will reward you, and double into her cup just as she was double into your cup. So, the judgment of America, see, Babylon could have been healed, which is referring to America. America could have been healed, but she was not healed. See, America, brothers and sisters, is just beginning to experience sorrows and mourning and grief and distrust for anger of God and man. According to both the Holy Quran and the Bible, there will be plenty more of the same. In these two books, one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. See, the time will go so terrible, son, that according to the Holy Quran, you see, children will become gray-haired. According to the Bible, great heart failures will become a disease upon the people. We have the anger of God, we see, it's American people. The fourth beast in the revelations of John in the Bible, in which Daniel described as a well-dressed, well-armed beast, who working our death upon the weak, refers to America. You see, she had no respect for the poor, the unfortunate. See, Daniel's description, my brothers and sisters, of this rib between the teeth of the beast and this reference of this ill treatment we see, subjection and ruthless behavior by the devil to our people. See, this America lattens the poor with heavy sentences, we see, long prison terms, and refuse to let the prisoners go free. See, this is due to a heartlessness and a lack of compassion for the black man of America. See, I tell you guys how they ready to enslave us. They are ready to tighten the chain and do this all over again. There's more of us black people are in prison. There's more of our black people killed. And see, they are hitting that reset button. See, Trump is sending deportation to immigration. You see, Trump got the tariffs, wars the way it is. Because I've been saying that they are here to slaughter us, brothers and sisters. See, they planning the scheme, but God too is planning. And he's the best planner, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. See, God is real, and he has real physical eyes and ears, and he's capable of listening to what we say and do. See, he can spin us as a plain toy. See, we cannot fight a successful fight against him. See, he's capable of listening in on what we say and do. He has power to defeat our plans that are against his plans. And you see, this is why he sit in the heaven and he shall laugh. He'll have you crazy. So I want to say, oh, America, eat that which you have prepared for us. You eat it now. You see, all praise due to Allah, the Lord of the world. Now I want to talk about this beast, the white man lies in waits around the black man homes and prowl the streets at night and wait for an excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. Now there's a police officer dressed in a black and white uniform patrolling the streets. Now that badge, you think that badge represents the line of his duty. That you think that badge will represent every citizen of America, no matter what creed you are. But yet, he wait for an excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. You see, if a black man today raises a hand to protect and defend himself against these false charges, you see, this beast today keeps our people in this sorrow and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. The black man wages are calculated today by white wicked accountants. See, preventing the so-called Negro from saving by skyrocketing and the views of the poor, the price of the necessary of life. This white beast persecute and imprison and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor so-called Negro. This white man does not want this so-called Negro to leave America, but she would not divide the spoil of America. We see the country which she had taken by force of arm and killing the owners, the Indians with them. See, this beast set up evil to be idolized as a god. We see she discussed good for evil, and she covered the earth with filth, you see, making it fascinated, so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She set brothers against brothers for joy. And then she kills both of them. Whom to America, the murders you see, and deceivers of the people. See, the God of justice and truth have pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God, and his people, and his words, the truth. You have been judged and found waiting to the so-called American Negro, the lost and now found members of the black nations of the earth. Come unite with Allah and me. See, go to your own. You won't have to wait to go anywhere if you only will unite with your own. See, heaven awaits you wherever you may be. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah God. See, this four great judgment that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon America are this rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. See, we see them now covering all sides of America as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. Now, Surah 1341 said, we have visited land and curtain her on all her sides. These pleasures are now visiting America, and yet she will not repent. She was given time to repent, but now, brothers and sisters, I doubt it much that she will ever repent. So these judgment now will push the people into the center of the country, and they will realize that it's Allah God who is bringing them and a country to a nothing. So you might ask yourself, what do he mean by God will push the people into the center? That means, brothers and sisters, FEMA can't come out to help you. They're not prepared for hurricane season. That means the coastlands will be destroyed. People will be so terrified that a revelation will be given, and that they know, brothers and sisters, that FEMA ain't going to come out. Insurance companies won't give a damn. It will be so chaos. This is the time, brothers, that the end is approaching. Now we see when Job in the Bible prophesies that God has this snow and ice to use as its weapons in the days of battle and war against the wicked. We hear and read in the newspapers today of how great hill like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north. Not only in the northern states, you see, of Minnesota, you see North and South Dakota and Montana. But now the snow is in the New England states, and they are declared to be disaster areas. The announcer and disaster snow in the New England states says that there have never been such great quantity of snow. See, all up and down the coast to the Carolinas. You see, the rain takes up where the snow leaves off. You see, all around her southern borders, America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain, and you see more storms on the way, one right after another. In the north and far west and in the east, you see America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah God. There are earthquakes and the seas is raging. Now Jesus prophesies that man's hearts will be filling in fear. Now how true the prophecy when Jesus says in Luke 21:25 and 26 that the seas and ocean will rise into a perplexity that man has never seen before. See, this is another pledge that's on the wicked. The Pacific Ocean is now angry and raging and tossing up great waves as never before. Why should these things hit America? The Revelation teach you why. It's because America is filled with devils and have such unclean person living in America. This is true. Under hateful birds, you see. You see, every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes here for a haven where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. And the country opens and welcomes that type of person. You see, today, America, designers and manufacturers today will even dress the woman up in about 1/3 of her dress and turn her out partly new. So you can't witness this today where the gospel of Jesus is preached somewhere in the land where there is nudity. See, nudity is originated from the right race. Now they want to tell the world that we the guide. The guide to what? Because they lead you to evil and filth. See, Jeremiah 6:14, they dress the hearts of our people as though it's serious. You see, peace, peace, they say, when there's no peace. As we see, the few little Muslims who name Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah God. How the enemy hates us and seeks to do all this evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. See, these are not the days, my brothers and sisters, of Noah, Lot, Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. These are new times. Enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us. He just laughs at those who try to fight against him. Yeah, destroy a whole nation with just less than the power of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. His Holy Quran has the record of people even being destroyed, you see. Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a black arm or a mountain and throw it on them. He used that which is with you, against you. See, the force of nature are great weapons as we see them in play upon America. We see this storm after storm Snow and ice, we see, are rolling in from the north and are pushing great drifts that are just covering up everything. See, what can you do for a God like that? Joel prophesies that Allah God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. You just take some snow and cover them up. Holy Quran says that Allah God destroyed people with just cold wind. You see, he froze them. You think that you can get away with fighting Allah? God, no wonder we see the second song says that he will sit in heaven and he shall laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He will have you crazy. It is true. The heads we see of this government of the Christian world are confused. They do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the greatest desire was to confuse us. Now Allah God has taken the confusion out of us and put it into them. Eat, America. Help yourself to this desert that you have prepared for us. See, you eat it. All praise are due to Allah, God, who came in this person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. We went to Alabama and to any states that we go to. We pay a high price per acre of land that our father labor has already bought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful and want to buy back some of our own labor. You see, I laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama, and not only in Alabama, but in every other states in the union. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take the country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took the kingdom from the wicked and gave it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. The four great judgments of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and the confusion in the head of states. The four great judgments of America. To be pledged with too much rain will destroy property and life. It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. We see large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline will be made to swell with unusual high waves. We see dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore lines. Rain destroyed properties and killed cattle by drowning them in lowlands. See, rain destroyed the hiding places of victorious beasts. You see, reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns and people homes and farms. See, rain weakens and destroys railroads and truck lines, beds and bridges. Rain undermines foundation of all types of buildings. See, rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. See, wind with rain can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing germs and causing sickness to the people. It produces unclean water by the swelling of the stream and destroying all the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstones are also a property and life destroyer. Snow is of the most dreaded plague when it comes in great drift from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your property and life. It destroys your highways and your cities and your gravel towns and cities. It put a great burden of expense upon the cities. It put a great burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. You see the cage in or roofs of homes. You see the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportation, isolation areas, bringing about starvation. Communication is destroyed. With the icing of the communication wires, we see snow looks pretty because of its clean look. We see almost everything of nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use. against the wicked America. Job 38, 22 and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses where God plainly tells us that he had preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teaches us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than the people we read about in the history that God destroys? No, she is not as good. These people were not as wicked as the American people. You see, earthquakes can destroy towns and cities. You see, America is in the grip of divine judgment. You see, America is in a position towards her one slave, so-called Negro, as Pharaoh was with Israel as his slave. She is in this position because an injustice done to the American so-called Negro slave, you see, brought to America for over 400 years ago, refused to let them go free. They only said that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to leave them without anything, but the injustice continued to increase. Now they plan death. So this God was predicted by the prophet to come to the defense of this people, the so-called Negro, in the last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God will judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the members of their black nations, who have and are fulfilling the prophecies. God in the person of Master Fala Muhammad will not be defeated. See, the more evil, deceiving, tricking, making false promises, an American so-called Negro only increase America's divine chastisement and doom. You see, America knows that her trouble lies in the mistreatment of the black man, the so-called Negro. But she is too wicked to give up tricking the Negro and deceiving him on these false promises. You see, today, she just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open, and she thinks that today there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people, and he delights in fighting the enemy today, according to the history of the former people. He delights himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America. They must be separate. So America will not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she has suffered divine punishment as Pharaoh suffered. The same things the other evil nations suffered before them is now coming upon this people. She seeks to keep her slave, robbed it today, of opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to this American Negro free slaves. She charged them high prices to keep them down. You see, she deceived them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms in the political circle, class, and all professional classes. She offered them little favoritism today to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too would suffer along with the enemy of justice of the poor, so-called Negro. They must be separate. We see envy, hatred are going between the two people, regardless of their preaching of this social integration. The truth must come. See, what is better than a program, you, my brothers and sisters, I find I have written, you two black and whites cannot get along in peace since you had never gotten along in peace. Do you know why? The white American does not like to talk with you about separation, and why he calls separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people. He knows that his promise and that God will do it, Then why do they not today agree with the separation, separate themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and white man all over the earth now in this disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American, so called Negro, seek some of this earth that you can call your own to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need. Somewhere to live to ourselves and let the white man live to himself. The two people are not brothers. They are aliens to each other. You see, God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come follow me. American lands is being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran we see Surah 13:41. See they not that we are visiting a land and curtain it of its sides. Allah has pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of his decree. And he is strict and call into account. Black man America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing what is going on against America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth. And I have been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on as America has done, so now it's being done into her. America has surrounded the country of the people. She has blown their cities to pieces, and she has killed the inhabitants. Those who was left alive, she had put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by American might. It is very sad, brothers and sisters, and horrible to look at the things that America has done, which are now coming on this country, we see. For many years, we see, centuries of years, America had lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice. We see shooting them down on the streets, on the highways, in the woods and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she has the advantage today. And she had always wanted to kill black people as she was made to do. Now we see the Bible Songs chapter 10, verse 8 says, he sat in these lurching places of the village, in the secret places. Do he murder the innocents? You see, today his eyes are set against the poor. You see, up into this very minute, she is seeking to destroy the black man of America and deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master. America wished only to hold the black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses, to serve America as a warning, but she has fallen headlong into the destruction of Allah God. America runs to and fro, seeking way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of the earth. America made us into nothing, and she used us to mock us before the nation of the earth. But a God with unlimited wisdom, we see, knowledge and power, is now befriending the black slave. He had chosen the black slave to be his people. But the foolish black people have yet to come into that knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all of our lives. See, America divided us one against the other. The black man in America is so divided against each other that you seek all the time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them lest they take advantage of it. Call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it is with us by Midway Technical School. You see, Midway Technical Schools came to us for help. We gave them that help to keep them from falling. It cost us $30,000 to set them free of their back rents and other bills that they had. Take a look on how they have turned on us for the purpose of wrecking all of their beautiful business set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America foretold separation is the answer. The Holy Quran, Surah 81, 6, 7, and 12. And when the cities are set on fire and remains are united, and when the hell is kind, see the folding up is a title taken from the first verse of that chapter in which the above verses are found. And when the sun is folded up, see, when the sun is folded up, that means at some point a revelation will be given that the sun will fold up. The sun will burst as though a revelation will be revealed. Means, brothers, in this coronal mass ejection, the sun will throw high protons and high frequencies, which means that if you look into Central America, refer to our satellites, the electric grid, the internets, a third of the world will be blackened as though a revelation is revealing. So when the sun is folded up, in this Holy Quran, Surah 81, verse 1, prophesies the folding up of a recorded work. We see a record what people have done as the use will no longer be necessary. See, this chapter refers to what take place in this resurrection. One party is recorded as a beginning, while the other party is discontinued. We see this clearly being made, manifest today. Now, the wars cause the destructions of civilizations. War destroys cities and towns of a nation. So this chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. The sun and the stars and mountains, camels, and wild animals all mentioned in the first 4 verses of this chapter, and are not without. The coming of God refers to by the prophet is to unite a people who have been divided against self by the enemies. He chose these people for building a better world. The Bible revelation refers to destruction of this beast and its chief, the dragon. So the name beast given here is not referred to 4-foot animals, but to a people who rule is like that of a savage beast. The theologians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms, beast, dragon, especially the late Pastor Russell and Judge Rutherford, founder of Jehovah's Witness, said, takes the term dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. It's the first time since we have been lost in this part of the earth that we want to unite the black nation of the earth into one under the guidance of God who is now. Why, brothers and sisters, should the master continue to deceive his slave? He teaches the slave that he is a free citizen with equality. Why do you slave masters wants to hold them for hostage prey? You do not need them. See, your machines do the labor that the slave used to do. Why not let them go? See, they got AI. See, we don't have to no longer work under this labor tasks because they got the machineries, they got technology, now advanced technology that can do all the work that they need. Why not let the people go? You see, you want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah God came to do for you slaves. Before you, Pharaoh had that same idea. He did not want Israel to go free in this land to themselves. So you see, Pharaoh lost this war against Allah and was drowned in the Red Sea. See, the loser of this war, my brothers and sisters, will land in this lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free her slaves, she could easily do so. This will be simpler and easier than what she is doing today, killing, provoking them through police force. See, National Guards and fighting the U.S. Army as we see in Detroit, Michigan. America actions show us two things. We see, firstly, she wished to cause fear amongst the so-called Negro with a deadly weapon by lies moving the fear. We see, secondly, she fears to approach her armed slave unless she is armed. You see, this had been historical relation between this white man and his slaves. So he wished to cause the nigger harm. You see, the white man seeks this leadership of the so-called nigger to help him keep the dissatisfied slaves subject to him without complaint about injustice. So the white man would say, nigga, you should be happy now because you are better off than many of your black kind with a job. You see, the white slave master brought our fathers here to do the slave works. See, our free labor has made this white slave master richer than their brethrens, Europeans. Now, do they offer us any of this land that they took from the Indians? See, the 22 million so-called niggers should be seeking some of this earth on which to live and build an independent nation out of self. The white slave master only offers a job. So Allah God has come in the person of Master Fly Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, to free us. The Negro slave must be free. This is the meaning of the resurrection. The meaning of the resurrection means the black man must rise from a mental death, from a mental and physically death. The resurrection is not just teaching. See, your pastor can't teach you this, brothers, because they teach you that the life after death, that people just rise from the coffin and walk about. No, that's not the resurrection. The resurrection is that we will rise from a mental death and come to an understanding of knowing ourselves and knowing our kind. You see, practicing reading this resurrection means that we, the black people, will rise. So you got to realize who God is and realize who this devil is and name the beast that he was, that he has always been. And like Joseph, when he was in slavery, when you came out as you was once a slave. So we see for 400 years, brothers and sisters, you see, you slave masters have been killing the so-called nigger without receiving any resistance. And regardless of his peaceful way with you, We, the Muslims, have tried to live in peace here in America. There is not a single incident in our 36 years of history where we have ever made an aggressive move against you, but you have attacked us several times. We have proved to the world that you are very impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned it and killed the just and he who do not resist you. We see James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns, cities, and people, and as you have divided the so-called one against the other. So Allah should divide you and your brethren. As you have done to others, so shall it be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, this is a sign of the end of you as a power. So now, brothers, this couldn't come no sooner than what we see. Even as scientists can tell you of what is coming ahead. They can tell you that it's going to be a solar maximum that they know that's going to knock out satellites, that's going to knock out the electric grid. See, over there in Central America, we're talking about America's satellites and things. The great rich country of America, as once as you see it was. I want to say to you, in a single day, in a single hour, in a single year, that all of our delicious splendors, delicate things, right here in the Western hemisphere, as you all seeing and witnessing. Her great time that she once had, it has become a dreadful time. All the things that she had in a single year and hour and day will be all gone right in the Western hemisphere. Now you see the house is doomed to fall. We cannot deny this fact that this Christian rest is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. For the same corruption you see that their own hands has made will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do, brothers and sisters, and cannot do, such as love your neighbors. I have yet to meet one who loved his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. See, today they even fight against each other, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers. With whom? The great deceivers you see of this world will reap what they have sown. Have they not corrupted many people and nations under disgust of good, peaceful, loving Christians? Now you see this Christian rest is full of these worst crimes, practicing evil into the fullest, and seeking to practice them on other nations as well. The universal temper are ever parading before the world. You see, they both have new girls and women. You see, they are before your eyes and almost everything you see, from murdering, gambling, robberies, drunkenness, drugs, adultery, lying. You see, there's very hardly any end to it. You see that lands and seas are filled with deadly weapons of wars. We see the islands of the seas are filled with corruptions by all the nations of earth. You see, for they are proud and boastful. They are hated and despised it, according to their wishes. See, the religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man. You see, today is full of these slavery teachings. You see, they have poisoned the Bible with their adding to and taken from this truth. Now you see their doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the seas with their powerful navies, parking them off the shore of the nations. They secure the air base on their soils to place their deadly bombs carrying planes within easy striking distance of those whom they fear to be the enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the act of a real Christian? You see, the followers of Jesus, whom they preached, came for the peace of mankind and to teach the seeking of the sword and the turning of the other cheek. You see, where is a good Christian amongst this race? They love marrying and other people's affairs today. They are ever fight a war, if it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nations to war. So not the God of peace and justice deal with you in your troublemaking as he did with those before you. You see, I have warned every one of you, my brothers and sisters, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. See, get out of the slave-making Christianity into the right religion of Islam. You see, the house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. You see, the destruction and fall. The destruction and fall of the world that we have known is now without a doubt in process. When we refer to the world, you see, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man have yet to come in. You see, the world of this black man by divine guidance is now merging in on the old world of the white race. This makes the destruction and fall of the world of the white man. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but this fall of America. It is no secret today, brothers and sisters. It is obvious to the eyes that are open. Now we want to close our eyes and minds and claim that we do not see and understand that we will be falling ourselves. This refusal to see is foolhardy, regardless to how we may desire to see this old world stand. We do not have the power to starve off the destruction that causes this world of the white man to fall. The destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of this world of the white man is coming from Allah God. You see, in this past history of the world of this white man, there never was a time of destruction of his world like this present time. It is useless for you to try to prevent the fall of the white man's world. See, there is no checking it. See, the white race has not tried to do the right thing, justice. The doing their justice would have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah, but America was never willing, and even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those who she had mistreated. She had dealt injustice to her black slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in the Western hemisphere. You see, America have constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she can imagine. You see, her evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice have not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. See, day and night, without a let up, you see, the white man mistreat this poor black slave. And now since heaven and the God of peace, justice, freedom, and equality have come to the black slave, the white man is trying to make everyone that recognize the truth deviate from it. You see, this white man says, do not accept it. He makes this black man a hypocrite against his own starvation. The white man trolls the one whom he has as not as yet accept the truth of their starvation. And he promised them that which he would never be able to fulfill. You see, America is falling. She is now losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign lands. Her fall is very visible. Wherever her authorities have been exercised, and the people are now crying out in one voice, leave us, leave us. Americans, go home to America. The citizens of other countries are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends. You see, America and England deposited their little brother Israel on foreign soil. The Palestinians, which is Arab land. You see, Trump, this is why it made me think that Trump had no concern desires to visit Israel for the ceasefire agreement when Israel and Gaza was fighting. So this make me know that America deposited their little brother Israel on his foreign soil, the Palestinians' land. See, you see how they deprived the Arabs of their own land and sent them into the exile. See, you see this injustice against the Arabs is now costing America the power, you see, and authority that she was once exercised it in the East. She is on her way out of the Near East, brothers and sisters. This means bloodshed and plenty of it. In the Near East, you see they're standing navies which are neither American nor British. You see they are there to drive America out. You see the skies over there are beginning to thicken with foraging planes, carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. You see, the boil has come to a bursting point. See, we are in a troubled world. We are in a world that is now erupting. See, black men who was once a slave in America, see, you have a way of escape. See, a way out is now your own term. It's on a condition that you submit to Allah. Come follow me. It's the only way out. I am the door and have the keys to your salvation. Reject it and die. We are in a world that is falling. It will soon be going up in flame. You see, Germany, the Cold War, you see, between this East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. East and West, we see Germany must and will fight it out with all their deadly weapons that the war scientists have planted and perfect for the final showdown. You do not have to worry too much about whether or not America is coming out of Asia. See, certainly, America is not coming out of Asia. The odds are against her staying there because Asia today don't want to have nothing to do with you. So eventually she won't have to concentrate on that continent of Europe or else concentrate on her death instead of her life. She can no longer rule over the black people. But I warn you, black brothers and black sisters here in America, that while she is on the way home, we the black people are standing in this crossfire. The only hope that we have is to fly to our refuge and allow God in such time as this. You see, look what is going on to the south of us. See, look at many hijack, stick up a plane. You see, America is afraid to put a stop to this hijack, but she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. Who had thought that the big power of America suffers such disgrace in this day and time? This is to teach you and me, brothers and sisters, that this great power of America is becoming weak and she is falling. I said, black brothers and black sisters, join into your own kind. Come follow me, for the world that you and I have known will soon be no more. The days of America downfall. These are the days of her life. Now allow manifest this fall of America. The desire to make America fall as a warning to our brother in Europe. White America and Germany, Allah has taught me, are the most wicked of the white race. See, the wicked deeds that have been performed and are still being performed by white Americans upon the so-called the slave are the worst in annal of history, you see. You see, they are very clever enough in their wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are their open enemies and murderers. Now, Allah and the person of Master Fallad Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, now judges the American whites and is causing America fall and total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh, you see, is an example for fulfilling these signs of the prophecies of the doom of this people, as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. See, Moses and Jesus are the most outstanding prophets in this history of this Caucasian race. For the past 4,000 years, you see, there are several others contemporaries, but you see, Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of this white race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied in Isaiah, is against the white man of America. You see, Allah God hates this wicked American whites and threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. Since white America and the white race in general have deceived the entire world of the black people and their brethren, brown, red, and yellow, Allah now is calling these people to wake up and see the truth of this white race as it really is, the created enemies of the darker people. As we see today, there's a general awakening of the darker people into the knowledge of themselves and the knowledge of their age-old 6,000 year enemy all over the earth. See, the American white race cannot sincerely give this so-called Negro, their slave, a square deal. See, today she only desires to deceive them. You see, today America is trying against her will to give the so-called Negro slave civil rights, which is against their very nature and will of these white race. For the first time since this black man had been here, America falsely offered him social equality to tame parts of this country. This social equality we see consists mostly of permitting this American black race to mix openly with the white man, you see, his women's, the devil's. The actual idea, however, is to grant the so-called social equality and civil rights along the lower class of whites. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophesy that the white man tempts and corrupts the so-called Negro with his women might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the white race was grafted unlike, and being unlike, it is able to attract this black man and black woman, see, getting them to do all this evil known to the white race. And Doom prophesied it. You see, one of the prophets of the Bible prophesies in regard to America as the morning spread abroad upon the mountains. We see a great and strong people set and battle away. Joel chapter 2, verse 2. See, this is the setting a nation for a showdown to determine who will live on earth. The survivor is to build a nation of peace, to rule the people of earth forever under the guidance of Almighty God Allah. With the nation setting forth for a final war. At this time, we see God plead for his people, the inheritors of the earth, the so-called Negro. So-called Negro is the prey of the white man of America, being held firmly in the white man's powers, along with 2 million Indians who must be redeemed at this time and will be if the so-called Negro turn to his redeemer. The problem of the American black man is his unwillingness to be separated from his 400-year-old enemy. See, the problem, therefore, is harder to solve, especially when an enemy trying to fascinate the Negro with his lower class girls and women are raiding them partly nude before the Negro in every public news, media, cheap, daily, newspaper, magazine, radio, TV, and the Negro is quick to be intimidated. See, the problem between these two people sees separation and then find the so-called Negro so that they may be accepted and respected as equal or superior to other nations must be solved. This is God's promise to the so-called the lost found members, the original black nations of the earth. This problem was made through the mouth of his prophets, the Bible and Quran, that he would separate us from our enemies and dignify and make us the master after this wicked race had been judged and destroyed for his own evil. But as I said, the solving of this problem, which means the redemption of a Negro, is harder to do since he loved his enemies. See this Bible, Deuteronomy 18:15, Psalm, Isaiah, Matthew 25:32, Revelation chapter 14. The manifestation of Allah and the judgment between the so-called Negro and the enemy of God and the nation of Islam will make the so-called Negro see and know his enemy, himself, his people, his God, and his religion. We hear the statements of black educational, political, Christian class, which express their love for the white man, publicly asking to be his brother, if not his brother-in-law. Now this class wants to make it clear to the world that they really love the white race and not the black race. This means that they want to be right instead of black. See, the devil have made them hate black, you see. They reject the thought of black ever being the ruler or equal with the rulers. They act boldly from inferiority, not only for themselves, but for their people. They want to assert themselves and their kind, especially the so-called American Negro, into the race of white people without any the black race. It is just the opposite with Allah, God, myself, and my followers. We want out completely. We want no claim to kinship with a people who by nature are not our kin. We from Genesis to the Revelation in the Bible and from Surah chapter 2 to Surah 114 of the Holy Quran by no means are the so-called Negro and the white kin. You see, God did not create them brothers, nor did he create them to ever become brothers. You see, one is created enemy against the other. And since the righteous are more powerful than the wicked, Allah, the God righteous, set a time of reckoning for an enemy, the right race of the righteous. Separation. We want separation. We want a home on this earth we can call home. We want to go for self and lead this enemy who have been sentenced to death by Allah God in this Revelation 20:10-14 from the day he was created. You see this subject in the Bible and Quran. No one, white, black, brown, yellow, or red, can prove to me by any scriptures of Allah God, sent by one of the prophets of Allah God, that we should not be separated from this right race of people, that we should not believe and follow the religion dictate, shape, and form by the right race theologians. The coming of Allah, we see in his judgment of this wicked world, is made clear by the prophet saying of the prophets, the so-called reverends, you see, in the proud intro intellectual class are doomed to destruction with the enemy if they remain with him instead of joining into Allah, who loved them and will deliver them in the nation of Islam. The so-called Negro masses must be warned today of the great mistake that they make in following this leadership of those who love and befriend their murderers. See, this will not get them freedom or civil rights today. America is falling. Her doom has come, and none said the prophet shall help her in her days of her downfall. In the Bible, you see God plead with you to fly out of her, America, and seek refuge in him. Revelation 18:4. It certainly would change your mind about falling a doomed people, a people who hate you and your kind, and who call one who teaches the truth about them a hater. They are the producers of hater of us. We are with God and the righteous. The days of trouble. We see these days of trouble have now come to us from Almighty God, Allah, God who is real owner of the heavens and earth. See, Allah, God created for himself a heaven, and then you see he let it out to a forged and right race for them to enjoy themselves in it for a while. They have proved unworthy of such glorious creations. And now the God who is the owner of this heaven and earth is ready to take over and rule it for himself. See, never no more will the earth nor the heaven or the earth be let out to none owners. It is a great wisdom taught to us, and let new creatures, right race, try their knowledge of mastering that which they was not made to master, which we knew when we made them, that they would not be able to master the original creation for long. For as long as we, the black people, are the planet, there is no new creatures that can be put in order for ruling that which we already have, and we are in it. It is such a wise piece of work that has been done. The wisdom, we see, knowledge, and understanding of the originator of this creation is just. There is no comparisons anywhere to make. There is no such thing that the originators can put the planet aside out of the hole and let someone else take over. You see, this race, the right race, has not been successful in ruling according to their will and according to their will owner. You see, for the right race have to use the originators materials that he himself has created. There is nothing of which this white man can call himself the creator. So therefore, since this white man continued to make trouble, which by nature he was made to do, we do not see any way out of trying to live with the white man in peace. The nature of the white man is ever causing unrest amongst himself and amongst us too. See, this white man just cannot make peace for himself because of his nature. Today, God has decided that we, the black people, cannot get along with this white man in peace, and that the white man must be removed. The white race wants to remove us, the black people. But in order for this white man to remove us, the black man, he will have to remove the whole entire heavens and make the heaven of old anything like life. Then from a void, we'll have to just start all over again and create life. The life in the universe is life that we, the black people, have established it. Therefore, to get away from our own life, which was created by the black man so that a new life could come in, we will have to rid the space of life which belonged to us, the black man. And when the space was rid of life that we, the black people, have created, another one will have to create life of his own making. We, the poor black people here in America, must be chained into a new and different people altogether. So Allah God came in a person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me. But now the complete make of us, we will be renewed from what we are in now. And we call it a new thing. There will come a day when we, the black people, will have a complete new thing for man and earth and the heaven above us. But according to the scientists, God will cause this to go into a new thing, not a complete destruction of the old where there is no root to grow something from, not this time. thing that Allah God would like to do now and will do is to destroy the work of the devil, as the devil would like to destroy God's work, which God has created. See, the devil cannot destroy God's creation because the devil has no part in the creation of the first creation. And since the devil has no part in the first creation, this makes the devil unable to lay hold to the power that would destroy the first work of God. The main thing which I keep mentioning enough to make you discuss is something for the black man in America who have spent his life long in sleeping in ignorancy of the knowledge of that which he is in. But as soon as this black man can awaken to the knowledge of this that he is in, then he can lay hold to that which he did not have knowledge of, which is that the black man is the creator of the first creation. Allah God wants to put the black man back into power. And the way this black man can be put back into power is Allah has to make the black man all over again to master the power after giving the black man the authorities. You see, look at the poor, once pitiful black man in America. Look how he strives to reach for himself. He's now making a fast progress in that which God leave for him to understand. The black man conversation has changed. The black man way of thinking has changed. His actual physical form has changed. It's a great thing that have come to the black man in America. The black man in America is getting happier and happier. It's now hard for this black man in America to get rich, for he's getting rich from his own wisdom. See, no one have given him anything. And as the Bible teach you of the son, see, no one gave into him, but he is getting rich so fast. God has chosen son to become the head of the house that he has to stray away from. The future of the black man is so beautiful that we can hardly comprehend it. The biggest thing that stands before us is qualification and readiness. Let us get qualified to master the house. A guide is given to us before someone tried to rob us of that master in the house. If they rob us of the master in the house, I'm sorry for us. I said to you, black brothers and black sisters, do not be foolish. Kingdom of heaven will be given to you and to me. Have patience to receive it. But to get the house into our service, it's like a mother giving birth to a baby. The baby must mature in that which he is in, as the baby mature in the womb of the mother in order to be born. So you see, the black man must mature to be born into a new world, that the black man must build himself. See, these are the days of trouble. Pledged by God, we see America's doom with the end of the rule of this right race over the black people of the earth in sight, face to face. We have to deal with each other according to the actual facts which exist between two nations, black and white, with the nature, desire of the right race to continue their rule and suggestion of the darker people. Even though the white man recognized the facts, he will continue to try holding on into his rule, his suggestion, his thinking of what he has inquired under such rule, that which is his. He cannot give up the prey, his concession, the merchandise which he has fall out from under the nose and eyes of the real owners, the black man. He is willing today to shed the blood of his own people and that of others to hold into that which he called his legal possessions. The spirit rules, and the black man says no, that the continent and what is on under its surface belong to him and his people, black nation. The spirit and knowledge is now not only confined to African Asia, the black, brown, yellow people, but it actually is now arising an American so-called Negro, the true lost and found brothers of the black man throughout the earth, whether it be Africa or Asia, he is the brothers of them all. It is the desire of the white race to continue to hold power and authorities over black Africa, whether it be or elsewhere. They would just have to give it up. You see, England, Germany, and Italy and France, especially England and France and Skeleton Germany, seem to be diehards. See, the white man will be acting wisely if they will realize that one day, you see, sooner or later, you see, they must pack up and leave. Wherefore I quote the Bible prophecy we see concerning the separations of nations, you see, again, today as it was written before, you see, every man must go to his own. See, this is the clearest and most direct justice that God and man can agree upon. See, the white man cannot live in luxury unless he has this black man in his place of possessions in his suggestion to his will. But as I repeatedly says in this paper and all of my writings, you cannot make God and his prophet liars, nor can we reverse the time of the prediction in which these things would take place. So the time has come. This is nothing but justice, that we have possession of what is our own. The white man is conscious of the fact that he had deceived this black man and the knowledge of the black man and his possessions. But that particular authority was given divinely temporarily. But by that same divinity, it is now being taken from this white race. The white race is facing doom because she will not act according to justice and righteousness, which was not by nature put in her. But this is known, and the race is frightened concerning her future as we see here in America today. The white man recognized his coming doom, and many of them would rather die here than go elsewhere, outside of America, to try to defend what they call their own independent servitude. See, some have poured gasoline over themselves and committed suicide by setting themselves on fire. This is a very new and open act of a people who want every other people, you see, black, brown, yellow, red, on earth, to fight their wars and to save their independence. You see, a ruthless and brutal people like America. You see, England and Germany should be ashamed in this modern time to look for these people whom they have robbed it today, killed, murdered, and brought under suggestion by force, to think that today they should be so soundly asleep that they ignore the time and authorities that they can unite as the Europeans have been doing against black Africa and brown and yellow Asia. As the book says to this white race, as thou hast done, so shall be done unto you. See, the white man must return to Europe and concentrate on that continent for his future, or else concentrate on his death instead of his life, for they can no longer rule the black man. The black man now knows where his home is, and he's now rising up to take possession of that which is his. You see, America's doom, fear, Allah and the person of Master Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, for finding an offer to sit us in heaven at once. Our submission to him entirely. We fear the doom of America now cutting her to pieces. The prophecy teach us that her doom will come in one day. We see death, mourning came in one day. One day means 1 year. Then after that, she should be burned with fire. Divine prophecy is that America will suffer isolations from the nation of the earth. The revelation of John of the Bible prophecy of America's doom. America is spoken of under this savage name of a beast and dragon who oppose the messenger of God and all those who seeks to follow him. Beast and dragon are the name used to represent America because of their nature and their characteristics. Of this people, you see evil and hatred of his black one slaves. The beast or dragon, you see 12 women seeking to destroy the messengers and his followers. A new convert, the messenger of Allah, is referring to as the woman with a newborn baby, with a victorious beast like enemy trails her, the messenger of God, everywhere that he goes. The beast does this to prevent the messengers and his followers from making progress and making friends with his own black people, who will help the messenger to convert and unite his black people not only in the United States of America, but the whole world of the black nations. To unite and fly out of our enemies who seeks to destroy and kill you and me night and day does not just mean leaving America, but it means also to lead the ideologically and all that America represents. In the nation, Europe and Asia stood far away off for fear of a burning the USA, for fear of a divine pledge. To you, my black people, the end is now. Who said that you are going any place? Heaven and hell are both a condition of life. They are not places. The devil make hell for you. God in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, makes heaven for you and me. America has to her own doom. See, this ultimate aim of this world should be known to everyone, especially the righteous. We are classified the righteous as being the people who belong to the right God. God of righteousness, truth, freedom, justice, and equality, and the nation of righteousness. Today, the so-called American Negro must be resurrected and made to know, understand the fate of anyone who will fall or be deceived by the arch deceivers. The strongest and most powerful weapons the arch deceiver have at their disposal is to deceive the world of righteousness, the nation of Islam. They do not stop at the common ignorant Muslims, but reach also for the scholars and scientists of Islam, who should be aware of their trickery and their deceits. We are in a world that is passing out of existence, and she is putting up a fight war to destroy the nation of righteousness. Be aware, try to oppose the cess of Allah's truth only has their doom of falsehood in its teachers. The world of evil makes its first attack on the world of righteousness, thereby clearly showing herself as being the enemy of righteousness. When she thinks that she has built up a strong enough force to attack the righteous, she does so, which I have said before, has to her own doom. See, falsehood cannot be victorious over the truth in the days of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth as a trumpet over falsehood. The arch deceiver forced war against himself. See, the ultimate aim is to do as the people always have done, to try to destroy the preachers of truth and those who believe and follow him. See, this was the aim of Cain when he slayed his brother Abel, and the aim of the dragon when he sought to destroy the woman, the messenger, as it is written in Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. The lost found members of that nation should be taught to know the ultimate aim of this world. See, God have visited them, and I have prepared a teacher in myself to teach them, thereby making it easy for them to understand, recognize this world, and the secret ultimate aim is even given in the Bible. We see in Revelation 12:9. There it speaks of the members belonging to the righteous nation, and showed that through deceits, Satan caused them to become as himself against this truth, peace, justice, safety, security, one who enjoy if he only were not deceived it. Under deceits, you see the weak-minded who have no understanding or knowledge of the arch deceivers. The devil, Satan, are made prey in the hands of the arch deceivers. This will bring about war as a showdown between the God of righteousness and the God of unrighteousness, the devil. It already has begun. God must fulfill his promise to show himself as God over all the power of heaven and earth, and man on earth. As it is written, we see Thessalonians chapter 2:9, comes after working of Satan. Satan had been given the power of knowledge and authority to deceive as many as he could before the appearance of God, or the universal manifestation of the presence of God. He was given this power in the beginning. You see, according to chapter 2 and 7 of Holy Quran, according to the Bible in Genesis 1 and 26, Revelation 6, 4 and 8, Revelation 12, 3 and 4. We have known all our life that the devil was a great deceiver, an enemy of God, and that he wished to be the victorious with his knowledge and superior art in deceiving the people of God. He desired to cast them down, disgrace them, and make them accept his deceits for the very face of God and the general resurrection of the dead. The so-called American Negro, as I have repeatedly taught in my article, sermons, and lectures to my people, are spiritually dead. They have been touched and paralyzed to death by the art deceivers through his missionary teachings, his literatures, his personal conversations, and by accepting his advice. God has given to me a very strong and available truth that will defend, protect, prevent you from falling victims to the art deceivers. Read these and treasure them. They are your life. Ignore them. It is your death. The great days, you see, the terrible days of God. We must not forget how we are warned by prophecies for 100 years and for 1,000 years, you see, that the end must come to this world. The rule of this world must be removed, and the crown must be taken off and placed upon another head, and they will rule in justice and righteousness. The people of this world have now become so wicked and so fearful of the consequences of their own rule until the almost thoughtless vision is gone, and the fearfulness has taken hold of the people. The heads is going to and fro to the nations of the earth to find a way of peace between the heads of the nation. A great time, you see, a terrible sometime, a terrible time. See, the hearts of the people are all beginning to weaken and to fail because of what is going on and what they see is coming. American people have lived so rich and so joyfully in wickedness, murder, robbery, and hatred of one another until it has hardened their hearts so much that they are made to think that they can make friends and live on with those upon whom they have no mercy. They crushed all the weak nations of the earth with their powers and brought them into the clutches of slavery. They forced other nations to bow. They pushed their borders around the earth as the kings did in his day and time. But in those days, the king boast. See, think over it. We see England made that same boast. We see England used to boast that the sun did not set on an empire. See, take a look at England today. There is no British empire for the sun or moon to sit on. This morning, May 30, we see 1972. The radio's news announcer says that they found mines in the Chicago River. This means it makes altogether more frightening. For if a mine should blow a ship up in the city limit, you see, it will be dangerous to the life of the people today. Just think over this. We see the Chicago River runs through that downtown section of Chicago, Illinois. No one wants to frighten the people more. But the frightening of the people sometimes does good. The great days, the terrible days, people are just being shot down on the streets, right in their homes while walking the streets. They are blown down as though their life are nothing. See these great days, we see these terrible days of America. America dreaded destiny. American people have been here according to history since a few years after Columbus, the explorers. She conquered the Red Indians, the original owners of the land, who she had found and took for a home for herself and kind. She had continued conquering until her conquering powers have gone around the earth, affecting every civilized nation submission to her will. She was successful in forcing other people to bow to her will, whether they like it or not. Now it is the hands of God which is after America to force her into submission, a hand from which we have no defense, as it is written and prophesied in the Bible under the name of Babylon. Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I'm against you, O destroying mountain, said the Lord, which destroy all the earth. I'll stretch out my hands upon you, and I'll roll you down from this rock, and will make you a burnt mountain. Jeremiah 51:53 says, though Babylon shall mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the heights of her strength, yet for me shall spoils come into her, said the Lord. You see, America is under a destruction similar to that of ancient Babylon in the Bible. Jeremiah, Isaiah, and the Revelation of John prophesies concerning her. Babylon, they're mentioned, is a future Babylon, and that Babylon of the past. America has enslaved all the so-called niggas, and her evil mistreatment of them is similar to ancient Babylon, enslavement and mistreatment of the Jews according to the scriptures. They took the hands of God to bring the kings of Babylon and his people into submission to the power of God. He brought the surrounding kings and their power against ancient Babylon and their pride, the heights of her glory, the hands brightened on the walls. We see the casting of Daniel and his followers into the fiery furnace, making drunk the people of God with their strong wines and then mocking them. So has America done to the so-called nigger. America makes him drunk with wine, whiskey, and beer, and then laugh at him. She put him into the fiery furnace. You see, burn him at the stake. You see, while sitting around with her families, drinking intoxicating drinks, laughing at the burning flesh of God's people. There is no justice whatsoever, as Revelation gives it. She made all the world drink of the wine of her fornication. But the end is coming to such evil doing. America have lived in peace so far, you see, as forging war is concerned. She has destroyed other people in their towns and cities. She has leveled them to the ground. She's still prepared to do the same with her great stockpiles. She says she has enough bombs and destructive weapons to destroy all human beings on the face of the earth 3 times and still have some left. You see, of this, she boasts. But Allah God has said to me that he would destroy America and bring her to her knees in humiliation. The destruction sent to ancient Babylon is recorded in the Bible is the answer to most of what he has said to me will come upon the now rich America. Rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, these weapons all belong to God. Now, America, how do you fight an army like this? The aforementioned weapons of Allah God cannot be ignored. The whole year, brothers and sisters, have been a year, therefore you see Allah God pledging America day and night with storms, rain, flood, killing, destroying properties. And now the coming winter, hail have been falling in some places, you see, the size of golf balls, baseballs, and footballs. The rain continued to fall in places, and a dreadful snow blizzards is now in the working. A cold wind is blowing in the north to come against America, as it is written, you see, and prophesied in Job 38:23. Have you entered to the treasure of the snow? Or have you seen the treasure of hell, which I have reserved against this time of trouble, against the days of this battle and war? You see, earthquakes are now again to be recognized touching America lightly. But nevertheless, They are here with all of her wealth and preaching of Christianity. She had not been a good Christian herself. As Jeremiah says, arise, get you into that wealthy nation that dwelt without care, said the Lord, which has neither gates nor bars, which dwelt alone. This corresponds to America. You see, she lives situated between the two greatest bodies of the water of the earth, the Atlantic and the Pacific. And she is very careless. She rejoices in her evil and filth as though she is self protected from the divine hands of God. Jeremiah 50:31 prophesied, behold, I'm against you. Most proud, said the Lord God of hosts. You see, your days is come. You see, a time that I will visit you. Allah God has visited America with great destruction, which he has to pour upon this wicked America. After the mistreatment of the so-called Negro for 400 years, she desired now to deceive them and to cause them to suffer with her, to share her doom. Jeremiah 50 verse 6, my people have been lost sheep. The shepherd has caused them to go astray. The white and black preachers of Christianity have turned them away on this mountain. They have gone from a mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place, the native people and countries. Jeremiah 50 verse 7, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversary says, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord. You see, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Since this white man had made the so-called Negro as wicked as a person as himself. Now these are the words that he speaks. They are just as evil as we. So therefore Allah God is against them too. The so-called Negro repeats the same and says this white man is no worse than the so-called Negro. The white man have opened all of his doors or avenues of temptation to lure the Negro in for total destruction. Again, we have a warning to lead a people with whom God is angry, as the people of ancient Babylon was warned to do. Jeremiah 51:45, my people go out of the millers of her, and deliver every man his souls for the furious anger of the Lords, and all of the pledged destruction and judgment which Allah God used to destroy this wicked and disobedient from the time of Adam until this day will be brought upon America. Then she will be burned with fire. This is the time of trouble that shall bring America into insanity. The dreadful times of America. You see, America, especially North America, have entered into the time that was predicted by Moses and the prophet between him and Jesus. In this 24th chapter of Matthew, there is a prophecy made by Jesus of this present time of America without mentioning her name. He referred to the country as the world because this part of the earth is referred to in many places by the prophet and by Jesus himself as a wilderness. The name America is not yet 500 years old, so the prophet referred to as a wilderness in a prophecy. It is terrific. I use the word terrible because it is not a thing that can be described as something mild or something that is moving slowly, nor something that can be recognized so easily by the common people. It is clear to all who can see that America has reached the stage about which she always have been warned. She always have wanted to keep it a secret because of her so-called Negro slaves. She never desired for the slave to know too much of what was in store for her because of enslaving, mistreatment of her slaves. She had reared them for the past 400 years, and she knows them, and she knows how they think, how they react to her teachings, and she knows to fear her. And she knows the slave, but the slave do not know America, their slave masters. The great dreadful day and awful day's doom is now in the door and window of America. and of the church, the religion of America. As long as Christianity works, America thought she was safe because it is one of the most deceiving you see and upright, misleading religions of the world. Allah God taught me that if carefully examined, everything in the religion of Christianity is designed to make a slave out of black people. If Christianity was a red rag you see and wrung out, every drop were right. Slavery for the black man. See, the world knows this now, but the spiritually blind, deaf, dumb American so-called to whom I'm calling and appealing to reason. I'm calling them to reason with me on the truth and their own starvation that is now and true of self, of the enemy of self. There will not be an end to the Caucasus between black and white America and throughout the world until Rome, you see, evil, murdering, deceiving, robbing the poor black man of the earth is destroyed, and righteousness and justice are practiced. This is the day of God Almighty to set up justice and equality throughout the earth. He is to free this black man, the American so-called, from his deceitful, evil, and murderous enemies. America wishes to oppose Allah God and his work of bringing justice and freedom to our one slave. But this is just what Allah God wants. Allah wants America to attack him and to get the fight started and to bring his judgment against her with the fullness of his strength and powers. America is bringing about the political gloom. Here we see the politicians are unable to carve out a future for America. The plan of deceiving the so-called politicians to work against their own freedom, justice, and equality starvation that Allah God has brought to them is making the so-called Negro in high office become the enemy of his own people, freedom, justice, and equality.